Is Clay Helton coaching for his job, do you think, next week?
I think that decision has already been made. Here's what I would assume about this. After you lose to Cal, after you get run over by UCLA, and I think this stuff, and I talked to a former UCLA player who reached out on Sunday morning saying, I was disgusted by what I saw. He said, how do you give up 300-plus yards rushing? You can't run the ball. And then it was like they're dancing on the field at the start of the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they got run over after the fourth quarter. It was like it's all fake swagger. And the feeling there also, go back a week earlier when they lose to Cal, Iman Marshall, one of the leaders of their team, one of the best players on the team, just has kind of a meltdown where he's jawing at the Cal sideline. That contributes to their loss. And I think people look at it and go, this team has tuned out Clay Helton. And it feels to me a lot like the latter part of the Larry Coker era at Miami, where in the beginning, they liked the stability and he was an adult in the room. But after a couple of years, the message fell flat. You don't know if there was enough assistance in the room where there's got to be somebody who people really have a fear for, or just kind of like a different energy to balance it. And I don't think there was that energy. Now, having said all that, Lynn Swann, and they meet every Monday, has been very staunch supporter, saying he wants the stability and he wants to give Clay Helton a chance. He was determined to keep him, but that was before they lost to UCLA. I don't know if there's going to be a level of pushback against Lynn Swann going, hey, we redid the Coliseum. How are we going to sell tickets in 2019 if we're bringing Clay Helton back? I mean, yeah, you won a Rose Bowl. Yeah, you won a Pac-12 title. But look at the record when Sam Darnold isn't your quarterback. It doesn't look good. And that's going to be a tough sell for USC as they're trying to figure out where their leadership is coming from.
Well, in terms of also the school, like the presidency's job is up as well. So there's a lot of moving parts. If I had to give you a guess, I'm going to give you 3 names. You rank them in order of possibility of coaching this team next year. Clay Helton, Jack Del Rio, James Franklin.
I think you got the 3 right there. I would say there's probably a 30% chance on Clay Helton, a 40% chance on James Franklin, and a 30% chance on, is my math right?
You did it? Yeah, that's the math.
On Jack Del Rio.
So James Franklin, huh?
Here's what I think. If you're James Franklin, you would go to a division where you are clearly head and shoulders the best resource program. It's USC and everybody else in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 South is a mess. You're at Penn State. Yeah, you grew up in Pennsylvania, but you're in a division with Ohio State and Michigan. Realistically, you're not the best of those 3 resource-wise. Yeah, Penn State has great tradition, but so does Ohio State, so does Michigan. By the way, Michigan State's in there too. They're not a pushover. It's a loaded division, and people can go, well, how much money can he get? USC has a lot of money, and they have not gone outside the family in a big way. James Franklin won at a place nobody else has even thought of winning at Vandy. He's done a really good job at Penn State. He's a big presence. I mean, a lot of times when USC is kind of like, Chris Peterson's a fantastic coach. Chris Peterson's personality, I don't think even he would admit this, is not a great fit for what USC wants. James Franklin is different. I could see James Franklin as the head coach there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.